Hello, my name is Bryan Gatzke, and today I will be talking about an ethnographic investigation of coaches' behaviors and female athlete motivation. The coach athlete relationship is one of the most significant factors affecting athletes' participation and performance, according to Horn and Karen in 1985. Coaches can affect athletes directly through authority, influence, and behaviors, which will impact the behavior and performance of their athletes. The ability of coaches and athletes to interact successfully can be modified by the athlete's perceptions of the coaching behavior, which affects the ability of the coach and the athlete to interact effectively. Athlete gender has an effect on coaching style preference and will affect the coach athlete interaction. Horn and Karen additionally described that coaches exhibiting behaviors that align with the athlete's desired coaching style is important for a successful coach athlete relationship. Female athletes have demonstrated a more sentimental and emotional attachment to coaching behaviors, and their performance can be modified based upon these behaviors. Stewart, in 2016, found females desired a coach who could teach their sport well, but in an environment that is characterized by fairness, honesty, and sportsmanship. Females additionally exhibit greater task orientation and perceive success as improvement in skills and abilities. Coaches influence motivation through supportive behaviors, like providing praise, instructions, and feedback, or controlling behaviors by intimidating or criticizing their athletes, which will have a positive or negative effect on the coach athlete relationship. The social interaction between the coach and the athlete in season practices can be shaped by the behaviors exhibited by the coach and how those behaviors are perceived by their athletes. The cognitive evaluation theory focuses on social factors that produce variability and intrinsic motivation, according to Ryan and Deci. The cognitive evaluation theory states that interpersonal events and structures are conducive to feelings of competence during action and can enhance intrinsic motivation because this allows for the basic psychological need of competence to be met. This aligns directly with the female athlete's desire to have a coach focused on athletic improvement and the whole person rather than just winning. Smith and Small in 1997 found that youth athletes reported coaching behaviors more accurately than the coach's self reported behaviors when compared to a third party. Roche and Pelletier in 2018 found that coaches overreport positive behaviors and underreport negative behaviors compared to the athlete's reporting of the same coach behaviors. Under the premise of the cognitive evaluation theory, the social interaction between coach and athlete could affect the intrinsic motivation of the athletes. There has yet to be a study done using a third party observer to code coach behaviors while comparing the observed behaviors with athletes' perceptions of coaching behaviors and the athletes' reported coaching behaviors' impact on athlete motivation. Therefore, the purpose of this study is to investigate coaching behaviors' relationship to athlete perceived behaviors and motivation in female athletes. Two research questions have emerged. First, will social interaction in the form of coach behaviors influence athletes' intrinsic motivation according to the cognitive evaluation theory and the social interaction on the intrinsic motivation of athletes? Research question two, does the third party observation of coaching behaviors align with the athlete reported perceived coaching behaviors? Using an ethnographic observation and coding coaching behaviors using the Arizona State Instrument for observation, the primary researcher will observe 12 women's volleyball practices during the fall season at Graceland University. According to Crane and Baird, 2005, ethnography is utilized to allow the primary researcher to be an objective observer and to gain a broad description and understanding of the social group. This population was utilized due to access to the team and a male coaching female athletes. All participants must be members of the varsity or junior varsity volleyball team and be on the active roster to be included in the study. Ethnographic observations and interviews will be utilized to help determine if the perceived and observed social interaction in the form of coaching behaviors impacts the athlete's intrinsic motivation as guided by the cognitive evaluation theory. Following the observation, semi structured interviews will take place in the primary researcher's office. Questions will be derived from themes of the coach's coded behaviors and focus on the impact of coaching behaviors on athlete motivation and perceived coaching behaviors from the athletes. The observed themes will be compared with the athlete reported coaching behaviors to determine agreement between the observed coaching behaviors and perceived coaching behaviors. A thematic analysis of the interview will be done and to establish themes and sub-themes related to athlete motivation, perceived coaching behaviors, and to gain insight into if perceived coaching behaviors are having an impact on athletes' intrinsic motivation in volleyball. The interview transcripts and thematic analysis will be returned to the participants to undergo member checking for accuracy of transcripts, themes, and sub-themes. Thank you for viewing this video, and please let me know if you have any questions.